For the past 6 years, SolarQuotes has celebrated excellence in the solar industry with the coveted SolarQuotes Awards. These awards recognize the best of the best, and previous winners have earned their place here in the SolarQuotes Hall of Fame. Today, we induct our newest member into this distinguished alumni. Welcome to the SolarQuotes Battery of the Year Award 2026. Hello and welcome. Tonight, we will be announcing the best home battery in Australia in 2026. To decide this award, we reached out to the 600 installers in the SolarQuotes Installer Network. And the simple question we put to them was, if you were installing a home battery on your own home in 2026, what battery would you choose? Unfortunately, the winner can't be with us in the Hall of Fame, but they are on the line, the SIG Energy Sagenstore.
Thank you. What an honour, thank you.
So Sagenstore, it is a shame you can't join us. Where are we speaking to you from?
Can you believe that? They stuck me out the back next to the bins.
I find it hard to believe, but can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure thing. I'm from China. Do you know Pudong or Lingang Fin?
Pudong, Lingang, Fin, are they pandas?
No, Fin, they're places in China, you idiot. Shanghai province, to be specific.
Sorry, my bad. What about your parents?
Well, you might have heard of my father, Tony Zhu. He spent 20 years building Huawei into the biggest solar inverter brand in the world. In 2023, Tony branched out on his own, and the Sagenstore brand is one of his babies.
Well, I've got to say, your name doesn't sound very Chinese, and your accent, to be honest, doesn't sound very Chinese.
What's that got to do with the price of noodles, Mr. Finn? You don't sound very Australian, and your name doesn't sound very Australian to me, Mr. Finn, if that's even your real name.
Okay, fair enough. Look, let's get back on track. Why do you think the installers have rated you so highly this year?
Oh, you know what the installers are like, Finn. They're like me because I'm easy to install.
Oh, I can see that. But what about consumers? Why do they rate you so highly?
Well, on the inside, I'm smart, powerful, and adaptable. But I've also been told by lots of people that I'm quite attractive. Do you think I'm attractive, Mr. Finn?
Well, I must say, I do find your single stack, topped with that glowing Eye of Sauron, really rather attractive. So, yes, Sagenstore, you've got a very sexy look.
Thanks, Finn. I hear that from a lot of solar geeks, just like you.
Sure, you're pretty hot, Sagenstore. In fact, sometimes I hear you get a little too hot.
Okay, we're not going there, are we, Mr. Finn?
Oh, we are going there. I think it's a fact that a few of your single-faced siblings got a little too hot. So hot, in fact, we're talking melted AC plugs.
Okay, yeah, it seems some of us ran hotter than others, but I blame those installers.
Oh, come on, Sagenstore, it wasn't the installer's fault. If it was, why did you quickly announce a national recall?
Okay, all right, maybe it wasn't the installer's fault, and maybe it took us a bit too long to sort things out, but at least we did a recall. I'd like to think all those overheating issues are behind us, and we could go back to the way things used to be. Can you go back to talking techie? I like it when you talk techie.
Okay, if you insist. I do really like your 0 millisecond backup. If the grid goes down and you bounce back, the appliances won't even notice, and it even works on 3-phase. I also, to be honest, sometimes ogle your drop-in, super fast, bi-directional DC EV charger. Oh yeah.
You like that, do you, big boy?
Oh, I like that. But I tell you what I also like. I love your app interface. When I stare at that, I forget all about your hot plug history.
What? You like my software? Is that why I won this award?
I think you won this award because you're really good value for what you get. You're not probably too cheap like, I don't know, Fox. And you're not probably too expensive like Tesla or Fronius. And because your inverter and your EV charger, which all drop into the same stack, are also highly rated. And if the installers like the ecosystem, they're gonna love the battery.
Oh, the old Sagenstore sweet spot, hey?
Would you like to know how you've done compared to the other brands in the survey?
Hang on, I thought I was incomparable 2 minutes ago, Mr. Finn.
No, you're totally comparable. You came first in the survey with 26% of the vote. Second came SunGrow batteries with 21%. A few years ago, SunGrow were thought of as budget, but SunGrow looked decidedly premium today. And in a surprising result, we can see newcomer iStore come third with 11% of the vote. Now, iStore are essentially a rebadged Huawei battery. Coming from nowhere to third place just shows how dynamic the home battery market in Australia really is. Well, Sag & Store, I've got a lot of energy from meeting you today. Is there anything you'd like to say in closing?
Well, actually, I'd just like to give a shout out to Gary and Dave who installed me. The way they perfectly crimped my AC cable. I'm still buzzing. You know, I might be some sexy looking stack to a solar geek like you, Mr. Finn, but it's a quality installation that gets me going. I can't wait to see Gary or Dave, or if I'm lucky both, at the same time. They'll say they'll check me in 2 or 3 years or 1,000 cycles, whichever comes first.
And that's an excellent point. No matter what home battery you choose, you want to be sure it's installed by an installer that gets all the details right. And if you want to find a great Australian installer, you can join the almost million other Aussies that have found one through SolarQuotes. We can hook you up with up to 3 free, no obligation quotes from quality vetted independent solar installers in your local area who are guaranteed to do the right thing and compete for your business. I'm Finn Peacock, and thanks for watching the 2026 Home Battery of the Year Award.